And now it's time for the Ask the Angry Ninja Show. It's the Ask the Angry Ninja Show. What? But I don't.
Threw you off again.
You did. You totally threw me off my game, and my game's not like 1 point anyway.
It's not. You're like that player they have on the bench and only comes in if someone seriously gets hurt, like half the team can't play, and you're the last option.
Okay, that's a little harsh.
It's funny.
I mean, I went in before that, just for the record.
Are you the second string? Like if you're ahead and you know you can win?
No, I was the second string, but I was the second string that was actually useful enough when somebody needed a break. That's like I was never a starter, but I played in every game, and it was actually in important situations.
I was a starter.
Yeah, well.
I was a starter, and you good now? Can you go back in? Yes, I can.
Yeah. I wasn't. I was the. He looks like he's getting tired. Go cover his spot. Cool. And then I play for 2 or 3 series, and then they're like, okay, go back in.
Alrighty.
Whatever, it worked. I got to play. That's all that mattered.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we did something 1 or 2 episodes ago where we talked about awesome movie sequels.
Awesome.
And-
Everything is awesome.
And we're like, yeah, everything is awesome, but let's talk about some stuff that's not awesome.
Like worst movie sequels.
Yeah, like the movie sequels that just didn't get cut it at all. Because they do exist.
They do. There's so many of them now.
There is. This is a short list, but honestly, speaking of everything is awesome, we could have thrown Lego Movie 2 on here.
I don't know. See, I'm on the fence about that one.
No, the first Lego Movie was awesome. And the second Lego Movie was okay, but if you're talking about compared to the first one, it was garbage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Garbage. The time travel? I mean, no.
It's himself.
Yeah.
I love the Raptors, though.
Well, yeah, the Raptors are awesome. The Raptors are always awesome. Okay, so you picked a movie. Technically, number one, it is a sequel. But it was so long after and had so little to do with the original. I don't even know if I call it a sequel. And it was god-awful.
See, I haven't seen this movie in so long, but I blacked out when I did watch it because it was that bad.
It was that bad, and that is...
The Son of the Mask.
Right. And my thought with that was, oh, they're going to have a new guy wear the mask. It's going to be awesome. They have another comedian that's not great, but decent. I forget his name. He did Malibu.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah. He did some other movies that were okay. Okay, it's going to be funny. And the movie is about his baby that he made while he was wearing the mask.
You know the best part of that movie, though?
The end?
No, the dog when he puts on the mask. That's my favorite part.
That happens in the Son of the Mask too? I thought that was the first one.
Oh, it might be.
That was the first
See,
one.
I am blanking it.
Yeah,
it was
like,
so bad I'm blanking.
Yeah, that was the first one. The first Mask was great.
Loved it.
Great movie. Second one, so much. No. So we don't remember the movie that well. It wasn't good. Don't watch it. The second one we have on this list.
This one broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie. This one broke my heart.
Right.
We waited up for this. Like after Christmas, dinner, presents.
We did a whole movie review. We did a whole podcast talking about how bad this movie was.
I hate this movie. And I hate to hate this movie because I love me a Wonder Woman.
Right, but Wonder Woman 1984 was 1980 awful.
Like, what were they thinking?
Like, it was 80s hair awful.
Like, I knew they were going to try to bring dude back. Fine, they bring him back. She loses him again. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no resolve.
No resolution in this movie. At all.
Okay, so old man tried to kill half the world. Let's just let him walk away and be happy with the son.
Yeah.
Or daughter. It was a daughter, wasn't it?
It was a child. At that point, I didn't care anymore. And the
And
girl,
Cheetah?
and you know what? We're talking about Wonder Woman's main villain in Cheetah. That's the one person she had to fight the most. And they took a character who was a history person, worked with her in the museum, so they could have done the story correctly.
They could have.
They could have. She could have found an artifact and put it
And
on.
Kristen Wiig as Cheetah? Come on.
That was awesome. That was a bonus. She played it really well. But they could have done it with, she gets an artifact, she puts it on, she gets the cheetah powers, which is how it kind of supposed to happen. No. She wished herself powers without even knowing she was wishing herself powers.
Yeah, because she was trying to impress some guy.
Yeah, well,
Why is it always to be impress a guy?
I mean, it was impressive guy, but it was more.
Yes, it was.
It was more. She was jealous of.
No, because Odu was using her,
Yeah.
and she wanted to be that.
Right, and she wished to have be the same as Diana,
Yeah.
not knowing she was Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So
I can forget some of that.
Yeah, but that's not how she's supposed to get her powers anyway. This is not.
But I can't forget that ending.
Oh no! When she finally becomes full cheetah by getting another wish granted.
Like, and you telling me everybody in the world wished their wish away?
No, never.
I'm sorry, if I wish for $1 million, it ain't hurt nobody. I ain't wishing it away.
Right? Or the return of a long lost loved one. Everybody's wishing that away either.
Exactly.
Like, it's just not gonna happen. That no world would that happen. But literally, so this is the part that's annoying to me more than anything else. I dig every comic book movie can't end in a massive battle, I guess. But she literally won by making him feel guilty.
It's mom power.
That.
Next one would be Wonder Woman's baby.
I just.
Yeah.
So bad.
I felt like I need to write a letter and get my money back, and I watched it at home.
For free. Just for the record, we watched it for free, and I feel like we paid too much.
So yeah.
Yeah, so if they do another Wonder Woman, I hope they get a different director and different writer.
Like, I had such high hopes for this movie.
And they're talking about making a third one, so.
Of course, they gotta make it for this.
Well, they think it did really well from the views. As they realized how many people didn't pay, they went to it. Oh, and all right. So number 3, if you're ready to move on from that disaster
I guess.
to another disaster. Now, you didn't even make it through this one, did you?
I think I fell asleep.
I think it.
Or I went to do dishes. That's how good it was. I decided to do dishes.
Yeah, Men in Black International. Oh.
It should have been great. Just
It
the
should.
two main characters alone.
Right? Because when they come together, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have Liam Neeson.
Right?
And
Up. Who are we thinking
a
of?
strong history of characters they could have pulled from without, bringing in Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. They could have done so much. And apparently, why this movie is so bad is they had a script that the writer wrote, and then they had a producer who wanted his own version of the movie, and apparently they were constantly fighting on set. So they were literally arguing over the script the entire time the movie was being made. That is not a good way to make a movie.
And obviously.
Like, that movie was so bad. It was so all over the place. And honestly, kind of predictable. I pegged Liam Neeson as the bad guy way back. Like, it was obvious.
I just gave up.
Yeah, you gave up.
Like, I'm like, how do you have Thor and Valkyrie Chicky together and it's this bad?
Alright. I did like the motorcycle thing, though. That was kind of neat. And there was some really good jokes in the movie, like they had the world's most powerful weapon ever.
And it was that tiny thing.
No, it was a pretty big size.
That was tiny.
No. This was a different one. It was a big one. And then in the middle of the desert, like, we're just going to shoot it. What's the worst that could happen? Just to see what it'll do.
I mean, from what I heard, it had some good parts.
It did have some good parts.
But then it got overturned all the bad.
Yeah. That was horrible.
Yeah, I know.
And like the people that were hunting and trying to kill the entire movie are actually the good guys and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
I hate it when they do that. Okay.
One word for our number 4, bat nipples.
Oh. Oh, Batman and Robin was such a bad movie. Alicia Silverstone.
You know the problem I have with this?
I mean, there's
so much. But one of the big problems I have with this is Batgirl Wasn't Alfred's niece?
No. No. But you know, it's supposed to be Commissioner Gordon's daughter. And even the second Batgirl wasn't had nothing to do with Alfred. Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's nothing with Alfred with Batgirl.
No. And as far as we know, Alfred and every member of his family is a eunuch because there's.
And then they ruined Ivy.
They ruined Ivy. They ruined Bane. They ruined Mr. Freeze. They ruined all of them.
Look, I can overlook Freeze and all them because I didn't really like them. Ivy is my bad guy.
I get Ivy's your bad guy, but Mr. Freeze was one of the more awesome villains in expression in the way they used him with the coldness and the no emotions and everything else. He wasn't this big over the top. Freeze everybody! No.
It was nice of you to come by.
It was so horrible. Ivy, on some levels, they got right. They hired a horrible actor to play her.
I don't know.
And the script was horrible.
They ruined my Ivy.
Well, they did. And making Bane her dumb sidekick.
Yeah.
When one of Bane's things is he's as intelligent as Batman. No.
This next one is all you.
And bad nipples.
Bad nipples. Ding.
Okay, so this is the movie that I thought these two movies, but mainly The Matrix Revolutions, I thought that was going to get me banned from a movie theater. A movie theater I liked. Me and my buddy watched The Matrix Reloaded, and it was god awful. But we were like, hey, we're gonna, it was a setup. This is the third one. They're gonna fix everything, and it's gonna be good. So we went and saw The Matrix Revolutions in the theater, and literally at the end of the movie, when the program inside the Matrix, after all the people didn't get freed and the robots didn't get destroyed, because Neo cut a deal with them, rather than defeat them, he brokered a deal and fought Agent Smith, and the movie was over. And the little program that he saved made a sunset in the sky. And he was talking to the Oracle, and she said, "What's that for?" He goes, "I made it for Neo." And the movie ended. With the robots still in power and creating humans for batteries. I stood up and chucked my half-full drink at the screen. I was so mad. And I turn around, and the movie theater guy is standing right there, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll clean it up. Something. He goes, happens every show. Like, it was so bad. Like, they took what could have been an awesome thing. Even if the humans lost, it could have been good. Because there was always a chance they'd come back and fight again later. But they just made this awful movie. And they're, I guess, going to try to redeem it with The Matrix 4. That they're bringing Neo back. They're bringing Trinity back. So here's hoping. Because I'm going to watch it. I know. I'm going to watch it. It was going to be the greatest day ever. It was going to be Keanu Reeves' day. I was going to watch John Wick and Matrix 4 at the same time. But now they're not coming out together anymore. It makes me sad. Alright, well this one's both of us. Because, good Lord, this movie was horrible.
Spider-Man
3. Oh my God. I actually heard somebody talking about this movie. It was a celebrity talking about it, and he said he's convinced Sam Raimi was just trying to see what he could get away with without getting fired.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I believe the director didn't want to be tagged as a Spider-Man director for the rest of his life. So he's like, if I make him do jazz hands, they'll fire me. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
But they didn't. You were actually at one point, even after Spider-Man 3 was so god awful, they were going to make him do Spider-Man 4.
Oh, good lord.
Right, yeah, it didn't happen, thank God. And as bad as Andrew Garfield was as Spider-Man, it was still better than Jazz Hands.
Jazz hands.
But that was another sequel that sucked when they did the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. The second one was horrible.
I'm going to say, though, I think my favorite Spider-Man so far is Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's like the best Spider-Man.
But here's the thing, and Tom Holland's a great Spider-Man. I really feel like if you taken Tobey Maguire and put him in the new scripts with the new, he would have been he wouldn't have been as good as Tom Holland, but it would have been markedly better than the scripts he was working with, the movies he had.
I think my thing with this Spider-Man is he's supposed to be, right now, he's this high school kid.
Yeah.
And he looks like a little baby, and you're like, he is a little high school kid, and it's just so adorable.
Well, the first one, Tobey Maguire looked like a high school kid.
No, he didn't.
But the problem with the first Spider-Man movies, the first three, and about the third one was just horrible, was they skipped like the whole high school phase. He was in high school for the first 10 minutes of the first movie, then he automatically moved on to
I think
New York.
because they realized he didn't look like he was in high school.
Like, it was bad, and which is ironic because one of the movies we put down for a good sequel was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
With Doc Ock. Well, that movie was made by the Doc Ock character. I cannot remember that actor's name, but he's amazing, and hopefully he's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. There's a rumor. I'm hoping. That would be awesome. Alright. And you talk about ones that are all not me, and that's the next two. So you better be prepared. Because I ain't seen either one of them.
Okay, Scar.
I'm just saying, I'm not prepared.
Well, this is going to be short because he's making me mad. So our 7th is Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time.
And see, now this comes down to one thing for me. Raise your hand if you knew there even was a Cinderella 3.
Did you know there was a 2?
Only because you told me. So yeah, go ahead. Cinderella 3,
So
Twist in Time.
Cinderella 3, like, the evil stepmother, honestly, I don't remember how, but in, like, she gets the fairy godmother's wand. Like, really? Like, this fantastically magic wand just happens to be unsecure or away from the godmother, and the bad girl gets her? So she goes back in time to change, Cinderella getting the prince.
So it's the Shrek script?
Worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's... Oh.
And I think we can leave it like that, because really, she gets the wand, she goes back, and of course, everything goes back to happy ever after. But really, you're going to let this evil stepmother just get really close to your wand and undo everything. Time travel, really? Really? That's where we went with this one? Really?
You know what's sad about that? Is some movies do the time travel stuff so well.
It ain't Marvel.
I wasn't even
Cinderella.
I was talking about Marvel.
I'm just saying.
There's another movie along that thread that you love the time travel.
What was that?
Santa Claus 3.
That's different. That's Santa Claus. But this one, no, and no. And I'm sad I watched it.
I had to hit you with a little bit of positive there. Make you think about Santa Claus before you started stabbing people over this horrible movie.
We're going to move on to 8 now.
Oh, okay. Again, a movie I saw the first one, and from the previews, it didn't seem like it was a different movie.
Okay, so the problem I have with this movie is Miss Congeniality 2. It's going to be a real simple, real quick. I'm going to tell you the problem. They make her stupid and undo everything.
And see, my problem with that was, in the first one, she wasn't stupid.
No, she wasn't stupid. She wasn't head in the clouds. This one, she becomes more about looks and this, and then she kind of loses herself. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
That's where you went with the sequel. Really? Because she was this, like, kick-ass kind of, I don't care what I look like, I'm doing my job.
Right.
And then we come to the second one, and it's, oh, boobies up. I've been watching too much Drag Queens, I'm sorry.
Did you just literally say, oh, I want everybody to know she did that. Like, she didn't just say it. She, the Ninja Wife's all like, and she lifted. I'm not complaining, but.
I'm just saying. And that's all you have to know, is they make her dumb, and she was never dumb.
No, actually, her problem was she wasn't getting credit because she did overthink things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're just going to mark that up, because that was the worst movie ever. They're all the worst movies ever. I got a Butterfly.
These aren't the worst movies ever. These are the worst sequels ever. There are worse movies.
There is, and for the love of God, I watched one recently, and I can't think of what it was, but I remember saying at the end of it, that is Suicide Squad 2.
It wasn't Suicide Squad 2. It was a remake.
Whatever.
Okay, we're going to have this out. The Suicide Squad was a good movie.
I didn't like it.
Well, it's certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, sometimes they don't know none either. What is good for one ain't good for all, honey bunny.
Yeah, you didn't like Deadpool either.
I don't like a lot of gore, I guess.
Yeah, so you can get past that, but honestly, that's what the Suicide Squad's supposed to be.
I know. I was just like, I couldn't get past. Like, it seemed over the top for it. Like, I get it needs some, especially for what they're doing, but it just seemed overkill.
Yeah. I like the part, though, when they're saving Rick Flag. And they wipe out everybody in that little army base and save Rick Flag, and it turns out he was actually...
Yeah. Now, that was funny, and I liked when Harley Quinn was killing people and they turned into, like, butterflies and flowers.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I felt like it was overkill with it.
There is one particular Harley Quinn line in that movie, though, that I still snicker about to this day.
What's that?
When she kills the guy that's the leader of the president after they have a good time.
They bang.
They bang. And she goes, and I know, with my taste in men, when I see a red flag, it's just better for the world that I kill them.
Yeah. She ain't wrong.
Right? God dang.
Not wrong one bit.
No.
It had funny parts. It wasn't a whole
It was
awful,
better than the first one.
but I just couldn't get past it. And I felt like it was overkill with all that.
But the next thing with Suicide Squad that was really wrong with the first one is that's what it was supposed to be. Just like Deadpool was supposed to be over the top. And this time they went for it and they did what they were supposed to do instead of trying to make a PG movie. Which is what that was supposed to be. And I was kind of worried that was going to happen when we watched it. And you wouldn't like it. But I was hoping that
But you're like, I'm watching it anyway.
No, I was hoping that they would up the story enough and have more with Margaret Robbie and the Rick Flag and all that they'd push past that. I didn't realize they were going to do that opening scene where the dude got his face blown off to begin with.
You know what else made me mad?
The waste of actors.
Yes, in the beginning. You had some great people in the beginning and you killed them all off.
Right, Pete Davidson. And he could have...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to think. He played in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yonda. He got to play Yonda.
Yeah.
He dies.
Boomerang.
Yeah, they killed Boomerang. Pretty much killed all the original teams except for Rick Flag and Harley Quinn.
Should we say spoiler?
Spoiler. They killed Rick Flag and Harley. This is the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, this is just the first 5 minutes.
So, I don't even feel bad about that. So spoiler, because it's about to get even worse.
Nah, we don't stop after that.
No, we're not. And by the end of the movie, they wiped out the entire original team except for Harley Quinn.
And?
No, Rick Flag dies. Peacemaker kills him. Yeah.
You just so ruined this movie for so many people.
Whatever. It's been like 3 weeks. If they haven't seen it by now, they're not going to see it because it's free to watch.
Wow. He's an asshole.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking about ditching him. Just saying.
No, she's not. Alright, guys. Since I'm already in trouble, although for the record, Idris Elba as Bloodsport was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. I like him.
He always is awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. That's the show for the day. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And I will put a spoiler tag.
Yeah, at the end of the show, there's a spoiler.
In the description. So if you didn't read that, not my fault. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Bye!
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. It's all part of the Ninja Podcast Network with all the shows featuring Ask the Angry Ninja Show, Not a Kid's Game, presented by the Angry Ninja, which is our D&D podcast, the Ninja News and Politics Show, Sports Talk with the Ninja and JMO, and our newest podcast, Outrageous Stories with the Ninja, featuring occasional special guests. Great shows, great stuff. If you want to reach any of us, you go at asktheangryninja@gmail.com. You can reach us on Twitter at cman2342. You can get us on Facebook on the Ask the Angry Ninja Show Facebook page. Any of those places, if you want to support us, we appreciate that. Go to patreon.com/worstjokes. And if you join high enough tier, you'll get a free gift. And we just appreciate any support and feedback. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll holler at you later.